Hi students! I know that we're not together, so we can't complete our reading assignments in class like we normally do, but while we're at home, I wanted to make a video to show you how you will complete your reading assignments using Clever and Edsby, and most of you should have a device that can access the internet. Once you have your device, you're going to need to be able to get on Clever and Edsby every single day to be able to complete your reading assignments, and so I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see exactly how to do this. So I started by opening up Google because most of us may not have the Clever icon on our screen like we're used to having at school. So you can just open any internet browser and go to Google and search for Clever or clever.com. I see Clever Login, so I'm going to click on Clever Login. And the reason we are going to Clever is because each of your teachers may want you to get on different applications. So Miss Higdon has a teacher page on Clever that will have all of the applications we need. So I clicked on Clever, and it automatically knows that I'm from Hillsborough County Public Schools. If it does not say that, it might look something like this, and I will have to search for the school. You will have to use all capital letters and type in Folsom Elementary, and you can already see it down there, Folsom Elementary, Hillsborough County Public Schools. I'm going to click on that one, and then I'm back to the Clever page. So this looks familiar to you. We're going to log in. And I'm going to log in as a student. So I'm going to pretend to be Carmen. So thank you, Carmen, for letting me use your login. Remember, your login is your lunch number. Just like when you go to technology class, you put in your lunch number as your login, and then the password you created and use every day at school and every time you go to technology class. So nothing is different there. And I'm going to sign in. Let me move this out of the way. So this is what you will see when you log into Clever every morning. You'll have all your favorite resources and your teacher pages. You'll scroll down and you'll see that there are some new applications here for e-learning since our schools are closed, and all the normal applications that you're used to seeing, and some more apps to have fun with. But when you log in for reading, to complete your reading assignments, you're going to go to Miss Higdon's page. So look under teacher pages. There's Miss Schlett, Miss Hamilton, Mr. Nagy, and looky there, there's Miss Higdon. You're going to open Miss Higdon's page and you will see the applications that you will need for each part of our reading day. You know, at school when we have our reading lesson where Miss Higdon will model for you what we're learning and what we're talking about, you'll go to Edsby to get that, as well as to eLearning if you ever have trouble with Edsby. Then every week, we're used to getting 46 minutes in our iReady reading lesson. So you'll use iReady every week to get at least 46 minutes in your iReady reading lessons. And then finally, we're used to reading 30 minutes or 45 minutes every day, and you can read on Myon, on Common Lit, and News ELA. And then Ms. Higdon put some fun extra learning apps down at the bottom if you complete all of your assignments and you just want to check out some new apps that you can use while you're at home. But let's pretend you woke up in the morning, you logged into Clever, you came to Ms. Higdon's page, and now it's time to get started with your reading. We're going to log into Edsby by clicking the Edsby app. And hopefully it will load quickly, and I'll have you sign in again. Again, I'm going to pretend to be Carmen. So there's my lunch number if I'm a student, and I'm going to use my same password. Log in. If you want to keep logged in, you can do that, but if you're sharing a device with your brother or your sister or someone else in the house, don't click keep me logged in because maybe they need to log into their Edsby later. So I'm just going to log in. And this is the Edsby application. Now I know you haven't used this before, so I'm going to explain some things that are in here for you. So every day you'll see in the middle your news feed where you have your activities and any messages from your teachers. So as I scroll down, I can see the really oldest messages down to the bottom and the newest messages are at the top. So I see I have messages from Ms. Higdon, I have messages from Ms. Schlitt, and Mr. Nagy has some messages for me. And those are the teachers that have messages for you. And you can read the messages to see what learning that teacher wants you to do for the day. But a quick way, just so that we don't get confused with all our classes, is we're going to go to where it says ELA. ELA means English Language Arts, and that's where we're going to complete our reading. So we're going to click on My Work. And right now it says incomplete assignment is 1, upcoming assessment 0, and there's nothing graded. Let me go back. That's what happens when I click My Work. Let's click the class. There we go. And now they'll give us a tour of how to use this. So when I click the class and I don't click My Work, I'll get to have the tour. So it tells me my teacher is Ms. Higdon. Oops, and I can always send a message to Ms. Higdon. On the right side, where it says journal, it will tell you what we're covering today. So on Monday will be week 1, day 1, and we will be describing characters at the beginning of the story, and referring to the story. There will be a to-do list for what I need you to do that day. It says 1, read pages 1 to 8 in the Hair Apocalypse, and that text is right here down at the bottom. 2, after you read the text, you're going to answer the comprehension questions in Edsby, and I'll show you where those are. 3, you're going to read independently for 30 minutes. And then finally, each day or every week, you're going to work on completing 46 minutes on iReady. So always come over here to see what your to-do list is for reading that day. So Ms. Higdon attached the text that I need you to read right here. When you double click on the text, it'll be able to come up. So I'm just going to pretend to read pages 1 through 8. It looks really tiny, but you can always zoom in to see the words, okay? When I am all done reading this text, I'm going to click that X and come right back to Edsby, okay? In the middle, we have an assignment, and this assignment says week 1, day 1, comprehension questions for pages 1 through 8. If you click take the test, that means you read the pages 1 through 8 in the text, and you could also read the text in Myon, and I will show you where that is. And then you're ready to answer our questions, just like we do in class. So when you're ready to take the test, you'll click take test and start typing in your answers. Start test now. And you can have as long as you need to complete the test or the comprehension check. The directions will be at the top, and there will be another copy of the story, as well as a link to go to Myon if you want to reread the story on Myon. Then you'll have your questions down below to type in your answers. Question 1 says, how do the illustrations contribute, that means to add to to our understanding of the characters on each page. And I'm going to make sure I use complete sentences when I type in my answer. The illustrations contribute to my understanding by showing me, and then I'll finish typing out what those illustrations showed me about the characters. Okay? When I'm finished, then I click the button Submit. Let's say you're in the middle of answering one of these questions, but you want to go back to the text, just like the directions said to. One way to do that is to take your mouse and go to the top of the page and hold down the left button and slide the screen to one half of your screen. That way, you can open Higdon by clicking that link and following the link to Higdon. Then I'm going to grab this tab by holding down that link and dragging it to the other side of my page. So then when I log in, I'm going to pretend to be Carmen again. When I log in, I'll be able to see the text on one side of my screen and my questions on the other side of my screen. Whoops, sorry, Carmen. There we go. So I'm going to make this screen bigger, the Higdon screen bigger, so you can see how to find the text on Higdon. When you log into Higdon, it shows you the last book that you opened. But to get to the books we need, I can either search for it in my library, or I can click on Projects and find the folder that Ms. Higdon created for our Week 1 e-learning. I can open this folder, and then I have my two texts right here. Okay, we are doing the text for Hair Apocalypse, so I will click Read, and I can start over or continue reading this book. Don't forget that we're reading to find out how a character is feeling at the beginning of the story, and we can keep track of those feelings by using our different tools. We have a paintbrush and a highlighter, so if I find some evidence that shows that my character is feeling, let me go to the next page, if he's feeling frustrated, when he says, "Lie down, Hare, why can't you behave?" then I can highlight that and use it in my answers when I'm answering questions about how the character is feeling. So I'm going to slide my screen again by touching the top and holding down the left click button and having my Higdon text on one side of my screen and my questions on the other. So when I come to the other side of my screen, I can have my questions and I can see both at the same time. Remember, when I'm done, I'm going to click Submit. Okay, I'm going to exit out of Higdon for now. And I am going to go back to my class. To go back to my class, I'm going to click on Class. So we talked about the journal on the right side of the screen where you can see what we're doing each day and our to-do list. And there's also the text down at the bottom. Remember, clicking this text is just the paper copy of the Higdon text, just like we see it in Higdon. When I'm done reading this paper copy, I can press the X to leave. In the middle of my screen on Edsby is where I can find my assignments and take the test, which really is just an assignment with those comprehension questions. The directions are there, And if you want to reply and ask questions about the assignment, you can click reply and ask your question. What pages do I read? And then you can share. Okay. Down here in the middle, you can see other things besides assignments, like a poll. Ms. Higdon asks, where is your favorite place to read a book? And I can click on one and vote. And then after I vote, I'll be able to see how the other students in the class voted for their favorite place to read a book. These polls are not graded, but they're a way for us to check in on each other and have a little bit of fun. Down at the very bottom is that journal entry that was on the right side. It's also in the middle so that you can have more information and another place to see it. So each day we're going to log into Clever, right? We're going to go to Ms. Higdon's page and log into Edsby. We're going to click on Ms. Higdon's class when we're in Edsby. Right here, ELA. We're going to read what the journal entry says for what we have to do today. We'll read the text. And if it says we can read the text on Mayan, we'll read it on Mayan as well. And we will complete the assignment. It will always say the week number and the day number, week 1, day 1. And that is how we will complete our daily lessons for reading. When we are all done, we can always go back to Ms. Higdon's page on Clever and go to the other apps to complete our iReady minutes every week and do some independent reading. Later, I'll be posting on Edsby some responses I want you to do after you read your independent book for 30 minutes, like what's your favorite part? But for now, I want you to feel very comfortable logging into Clever, going to Edsby, and being able to see your assignments in the middle and reading the journal on the right. If you ever need help, you can click on this button at the top here where it says Messages, and you can write a message to me by clicking Compose Message and typing in my name, Higdon. Might take a while to come up, but I'll be able to send messages to you. There we go. Hi, Miss Higdon. I need some help with the day 1 assignment. And then I can send. Okay. If you have not joined our class on Remind, I want you to join our class by telling your parents to use their cell phone to text at Higdon201 to the number 81010, and they'll be able to receive messages from me about things that you need to be able to do and any reminders about what's going on at school and with our learning. Let me open this video very quickly. I hope that was very helpful. If it wasn't, send me a message on the Remind app or go into Edsby and send me a message and I'll do my best to help you. Later, I'll make a Google number so that you can text me and call me using a number on your cell phone. Bye, guys.